What's up guys, it's TJ and welcome back to a brand new video, and today it's time for the second episode of the Burnley Career Mode. As you can see, most of this episode is going to be transfer based, but we will move on to matches after. So we're putting a 1.8 million bid for Nathan Redmond in, as much as he's worth, and thank you for RLSTLM on Xbox Gaming AFR for suggesting him. Michael Keane has gone to Sheffield Wednesday online, but unfortunately Nathan Redmond's offer has been rejected as the player is too valuable to Norwich, obviously being in the Championship. He's a very good player, so I could understand that. So I moved our offer through to 2.1 million. It says that he should be worth 4 or 6 million. 6 million, our chief executive apparently says. But a player I thought would be a suitable replacement if we don't get Redmond is James Henry from Wolves. He doesn't really get picked up that much, but I've put an offer of 1.9 million in, and my chief executive goes to say a bit higher. But I'm going to see what 1.9 million does, and he's actually got a decent potential actually. But Will Hughes has said to offer for 5 million or more, so apologies folks, I'm not going to be able to sign him. Another player I thought it would be quite good for the team, who's quite cheap and quite young, so a lot of potential there. I think his potential is about 74, so about a 7 growth. He's actually Michael Jacobs from Wolves, and I'll put an £800,000 offering for him. And Curtis Davis, who stopped at 1998, put in as a suggestion. We're going to offer him for 2.5 million. Seems a very good player to bring in, so thank you so much, Matt, for suggesting that. So then, for our transfer offers, we've been accepted by Wolves of Jacobs, and we're going to say he's going to be in a squad rotation player, 6 grand for 4 years, really cheap player, not even £1 million. Whereas James Henry's offer has been unacceptable. It's way too low for what they want. So they want 2.6 million, but my chief executive said 2.1 or higher. So I went for 2.3 to see what would happen, and hopefully that's accepted. So we made another offer for Redmond, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So Curtis Davis then, we're going to offer him a 2-year contract, £30,000, and a crucial team player. Exactly the same one he's got at Hull at the moment, so he's been quite generous and not wanting any more money. So then Curtis Davis is about to sign for the club. A fantastic signing to get Shackle in there with these two. Really bond together, I think, Shackle and Davis will. And we signed Jacobs from Wolves. Really cheap signing, and there's not that much risk. But they still want more for James Henry. As you can see, we're running out of transfer budget already, folks. And that means we can't pull off this move. But we can get a bit, we can change our transfers, as in the budget, and we can change the ratio of transfer to wage. So we're on about 60 at the moment, 60 to 40. So we're going to change it up to 70 to 30, just making sure the wages are just about covered. And going on to the transfer negotiations yet again, we go on to Henry's transfer negotiations, and then we put it up to 2.5 because I don't want to pay 2.6. I just wanted cheeky and get that 100 grand off, because you never know, that could buy us a player. But they still keep with the 2.6 million, and they keep very consistent with that offer and don't want to have any less. So we have to, unfortunately, that we've accepted their offers for 2.6 million. So then we're coming on to our first friendly match of the season against Bayern Leverkusen, or Bayern 04, they sometimes call them. Imagine if we're playing a decent team. We put Davis and Jacobs in, our 2 new signings, and starting the match, it's actually doubled up. So as you can see, Kieslin scores the first goal for Bayern, for Bayern Leverkusen, and they're 2-0 up, so courtesy of Bender. Kieslin missed a penalty. Barnes actually scored, and the game ended at 2-1 to Bayern Leverkusen. Not a bad result actually. I'm decently happy with that. But next thing happens is actually we finally got an exception from James Henry for his contract. We can't offer him in first team football, I don't really think, because we've got Ross Wallace, who I think is a good player also. So it'd be unfair to drop Ross Wallace. And so we're going to put a squad rotation player and see what he responds back. Time for our second friendly. I think that's against Sassuolo. As you can see, Wallace has got a slight injury. Danny Ings scores, and we're about 60 minutes in, and that Sansone scored. We're 10 minutes from the end, and they've missed a penalty, and we've drew our first game of the season, 1-1 away from home, so I'm pretty happy with that. Don't really know who the side are, but fair enough. So we've got a training injury for our goalkeeper, Tom Heaton. We've got a torn quadricep muscle. He's going to be out for 2 months, our goalkeeper. He's our main goalkeeper, and that is absolute disaster, because we haven't really got anybody to replace him. Well, I didn't think we had at this point, which is why I go on to my shortlist. Well, I used somewhere, I think it was Xbox Gaming AFR, it was was DMAD96 who suggested Simone Scuffet. But it said for 3.8 to 6.2 million. There's no way I'm paying that. So sorry, folks, because I just don't want to play that much for a goalkeeper at the end of the day. That's like my transfer budget. So we have Clarets yet again from Wolves. Obviously, Wolves are a very good team, I think, in the Championships. Very reputable. Obviously, in the Premier League a couple of years ago, and still got a couple of the players from there. So we put a 1.3 million deal in, and don't ask me to pronounce who this is. I know StopMat 1998 got him in his career mode and tried to get him, and DMAD 96 suggested it, the bugger. Because obviously he didn't want me to pronounce it, but I don't really know. But we've decided to bring him in on loan. But unfortunately, we couldn't actually transfer him for some reason with a glitch with the game, so we had to go for a loan and then a 1.6 million future fee. James Henry wants to play a bigger role in the team, so I just didn't do that, but I just give him another £2,000 and then see what happens there. But Carl Akimi, they want 1.9 million for him, and I thought, well, I made another offer, but it wasn't for that much. I went through my players and saw who was dispensable, and we don't really need anymore, and we could offload to Wolves and could play the Championship for a start. We don't really want to get rid of Danny Ings. That'll be a bit embarrassing for the club. But we decided in the end to go for Kevin Long, as I think he's not really a good player for us, and we put the offer down to 1.2 million, obviously because the players included. Then we go into our last friendly against Roma. As you can see on the bench, we've got Matt Gilks, who will actually play for us through the time that Heaton's out. So we obviously don't sign Akimi in the end, but Matt Gilks is a decent goalkeeper. I didn't really see him until like now, and then I actually realised. But we do lose that friendly against Roma 2-3, 3-2, whichever one you would call it. So we stop on Carl Akimi. We don't bother anymore. But James Henry says, no, I'm not accepting that offer. He wants to play important first team football, and unfortunately, if we sign him, we have to do that. So we give him £15,000, important first team football, and Kodzaniv. I'm not even going to pronounce that, but he accepts our offer, and we're going to sign him on loan. And as you can see, James Henry finally accepts the contract offer, and we have no money left, quite literally. £4,000, but we do sell Kevin Long, not to Wolves, but we sell him to Leicester in the end for 450k. But finally, after so much transfer action, after only bringing 3 players in, we finally get some football going. And our first game of the season has got to be the toughest. We're playing at Turf Moor at home, but I don't care because we're playing Chelsea, who in the Premier League, if you watch the Premier League, you watch football in the UK, Chelsea have just been dominant in the Premier League this year. And really, this is the toughest game of the season so far. Obviously, but the toughest game of the season, definitely. Well, it's going to be the toughest game. Man City might be very tough. But as you can see, Matt Gilks starts for us today. 32 years of age. Tom Heaton's going to be sidelined for the next 2 months. So that's a bit unfortunate. As you can see, Henry and Jacob start the game, as well as Curtis Davies. Nice new feature on FIFA 15. Goes through some of the players, and obviously Drogba's on the bench. 36 years of age. Wow. Very old. He's been at Chelsea quite a few times. Phil Davies is our match official today. But as you can see, we play 5-4-1 just to defend from Chelsea. We usually play 4-4-2. But as you can see, we're playing, well, players. I've got a bit out of queue now, but as you can see at the bottom of our page, we're playing a 5-4-1, and then you've just gone through the players. So if you want to have a look at the players again, just pause the video and go through the game. But the Chelsea lineup, we can actually say that one. Tabo Courtois in goal, then we've got Ivanovic, Kurt Zouma, Callas and Luiz take up the defenders' roles. We've got Mikel, Ramirez, Willian, Schürrle, Oscar and Diego Costa up the front. So a really, really, really strong team. A lot of known names in there. But we do go to our first highlight of the game. We've got Jones on the ball, but a stupid dispossession from him. Gives it straight to Schürrle, who gives it straight to Ramirez. Our defence don't want what to do. Costa's in space. Nothing we can do. Gilks can't save it. Our defence is just all over the place. And Costa gains from that and gets his first goal, as I'm sure will be many in this season. But Ramirez, a fantastic assist and really poor play from this team, from our Burnley team. But as you can see, Ramirez finds Costa in, well, yards of space. Gilks can't do anything, and our defence is in Lapland. It's in no man's land. It may as well have just gone to Australia for all that matters, because Costa was going to score that goal any day of the week. So we go to our next highlight. Actually, as you just see at the start of the clip, we've had 60% possession. Really interesting. We held up the ball a lot today. But our first shot of the game was Danny Ings, who just narrowly doesn't get a goal. And we actually beat Courtois. So if we've got a bit of finesse on that ball, we could have scored. But at half time, it does end up 1-0 at half time, which I'm not too fussed about, because if we do lose this game, I'm not really that fussed. So we do make a couple of subs at half-time. Dean Marnie, who's not really played too well, will come off at half-time. No, he won't, because we haven't got any centre mids. But our first proper change, we're taking Danny Ings off for Ashley Barnes, just for rest reasons, really, and fitness reasons. And Ross Wallace, I think, will be the second sub to come on for James Henry. And there we go, we start the second half. So then, as you see, we've proved we bring number 30, Ashley Barnes, on for Danny Ings. And into our first highlight of this half, we've got Ben Mee bringing it up to Michael Jacobs, our new signing. I really like him. I really like the player. And I think he could do a lot for us. As you can see, getting past Mikel, really, really good run. And then tries to play somebody in, but they can't find him. But that shot was a really decent shot, actually. But Courtois gets to that, and Felipe Luis chucks it out and clears the ball for Chelsea. Right out at the end, then we couldn't get anything. It was just more really of a. It was just really in the middle of the game, and as you can see, that was a pretty dirty tackle, I think, from Kieran Trippier there. As you can see, the two players hustling each other, and Phil Dowd not really doing much about it. But as you can see, that's number 12 who's jogging off the pitch because he was injured. But that is 90 minutes. I doubt we're going to get an equaliser now for Burnley, but to be quite honest, I think it's quite a decent game. To only lose 1-0 to Chelsea, who are the most dominant force in the Premier League, apart from Manchester City, is I'm pretty happy with that, to be quite honest. Even though we shouldn't really be that happy, we're okay with it because our players played decently. We've been going my second game on FIFA 15. You know, I'm quite happy with that. But as you can see, Fabregas plays an awful shot, but that means it's the end of the game. We lose our first game. Cots was happy, really happy on his debut for Chelsea, and Schürrle and Hazard have done a fantastic job for their club today. Chelsea fans are happy, Burnley fans are content, not that happy, but Curtis Davies walks off the pitch absolutely gutted to only lose 1-0. We really wanted a point, and I think we all really wanted a point, but we couldn't get it, unfortunately. So on to the next game. It's been a really long episode. Thank you guys if you're still tuning in. And we're playing our second game against Swansea today. So as you can see, they're playing Tremel instead of Fabianski. So it's second choice goalkeeper, which make our job a little bit easier. Never heard of that Fernandez in centre-back either. So that's a bit of a weakened team. Bonnie's not playing, obviously, as he might be going to Manchester City in real life. Really, really nice graphics on this new FIFA 15 game for the next generation consoles. And I'm so glad I got it. So as you can see, for Burnley, we're playing on normal formation for the rest of this season. Curtis Davies stays on. I think our only change was David Jones brought on. Well, no, I think he was on for the last game. We didn't really make any changes, so to speak, from our last game. We just didn't play as many players at the back, obviously. So we played a 4-4-2. So Henry, first highlight of the game, brings it to Marnie. Marnie gets it past Leon Britton, gets it to Ashley Barnes. Ashley Barnes plays it to Ings. Ings chips it over in Barnes. Oh my God! What a header from Ashley Barnes, so close to the goal, so consistent and fantastic header, but he can't get it in, unfortunately. What a fantastic header, but so unlucky he couldn't get it to goal. But anyway, Mee passes it to Danny Ings, he puts it in for our Danny Ings, and then he pokes the most awful shot I have ever seen on a FIFA game, or in real life ever. Disaster. But as you can see, that was half time, and then we come on to the second half, absolutely goalless. We might be able to keep it goalless, actually, for this half. And as you can see, Swansea put a corner in and can't really benefit from it. But Leon Britton's got the ball, but Jacobs fantastically takes the ball away and has probably launched a counter-attack. The Swansea defence don't know what to do. There's a couple of our players coming up now. We've got it past Rangel. All we've got to do is get it past Williams, which we have done. We've got it past him. Danny Ings is not in the way. And, the final product. The final product wasn't there, and I'm gutted. But we do make a substitution just after that happened, that bit of play. And we put Vokes on for Ashley Barnes, and Wallace comes on for Henry once again. So on to the next bit of play, we have Henry bringing a fantastic ball in for Barnes, and Barnes fantastically passes it to Ings. Ings is in space here. Williams and Rangel have had a shocking game, and that's a shot. What a finish! What a goal! Absolutely fantastic, and that shows why Danny Ings is our best player. First goal of the season, and we are absolutely fantastic. Absolutely, watch this once again outside the box. Fantastic strike to get it past Gerhard Tremel. I just can't emphasise enough how good that goal was. Wow, I don't think it was that good. Probably for some people, they don't think it's that good, but for Danny Ings, wow. Fantastic goal, real composure into the top corner, and he's chuffed through himself, and that's the first goal of the game, 1-0. And then, oh my God, I calmed himself down, and I need to calm myself down. Whew, oh my God. Anyway, Fernandez is on the ball now. And what's happened here? Oh my God, Jones is on the ball. Jones on the ball. He gets it in the box, had a shot. Oh no, my goodness me. Jones has scored 2-0. Whoa, my God, I'm speechless. I actually am speechless, even though I knew that happened before the game started. Commentary's got to be interesting, right? But anyway, what a fantastic goal by Jones. Just did a bit of a squivel, a bit of a 360. 360 no-scope on Tremel then. But what a fantastic goal. 2 quick goals in quick succession. Their defender, very poorly, and Tremel's just blaming Fernandez. Very poor from him. But we're a 2-0 up at Swansea, which is fantastic at the Liberty Stadium. Wow, fantastic. But Jacobs made a bit of a stupid tackle there as the Swansea player turns round, and that was a bit annoying. But Jacobs does get a yellow card for that. But wow, I'm trying to still... Wow. I still can't believe we scored them 2 goals in a couple of minutes. Fantastic counter-attacking play. And I think that's what we're going to have to do for most of the season. But Rangel puts it in for Gomez. And 2-player slides. And he comes in. Wow. Game on. 15 minutes left. Swansea 1. Burnley 2. Swansea, game on for them. As you can see, they are absolutely chuffed. And why wouldn't they be? You know, they're back in the game. Right back in the game. And now suitable time. As you can see, 1-player, 2-player. Watch Curtis Davies here. He goes over Matt Gilks. That must have been quite painful for both the players. This is probably the best one for this. If you look, Curtis Davies goes over the top of Gilks, and that must be painful. So much for them too. That was 2 players sliding in and very, very poor defending. As you can see, that's even worse defending, but Gilks luckily gets the ball off the line, chucks it out, and all we need to do is keep the ball, and we get a very, very happy first win of the Premier League season. And Wallace has took the ball off the Swansea defender, the Swansea midfielder. Danny Ings going for the ball, and he trips over Tremel, but that's not going to be a penalty because the game is pretty much over. Gerhard Tremel puts it out for Swansea. You've got Montero on the ball, but Shackle gets it. But it is the end of the game. And Burnley win the first game of the season. The captain is so happy, Jason Shackle. Jones, you should be happy. You were fantastic in that game, matey. And wow, what a fantastic game. Our first win of the Premier League season. Ashley Williams is not happy whatsoever. But I think I can breathe now because we won 2-1 in the end. Fantastic play by Burnley. But it's the end of the pretty much episode now. But I just want to offload some players. Let me know who you think I ought to sell in the comments, because some of these players I don't really want to keep, because in the end of the day I don't want a club that's just clogged up with loads of players that we don't need. But put them ideas down in the comments. That's it for this video, folks. Thank you so much for watching this long video. If you have watched it and really enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, show your friends, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.